Hey YouTube, Targetpopper here. This is a 1884 US model trapdoor. This one was made originally in 1889. I picked it up recently, Cabela's of all places. I got it for about $650. As far as I can tell, the finish is original. It's got a nice blue finish that's turning brown all over the metal. It still has quite a bit of color case hardening left on the tang and on the trapdoor itself. Now these later guns, these 1884s, had the Buffington rear sight, which is a very nice rear sight, kind of like the 1903. Maybe not as fine, but still very, very good sights. The stock, you probably can't see it very well, still has all of its markings, and they look original. I don't think this gun's ever been through a refurbishment depot. The bore on this gun has given me a couple fits. Now, the bore, when you look down, it looks mint. And when I looked down at the store, it looked great. It looked a little dusty, but it looked, perfect. The biggest issue was, though, that the throat, about for the first quarter inch, is pitted. I wouldn't say it's very corroded, but there's a substantial amount of pitting. So I got some of that HSM, I think it is, cowboy hand loads for 4570. Excuse me. And what was happening is, I think that pitting was causing the bullets to kind of smear in the bore, and it was letting the bore out. And at 25 yards, I couldn't hold a 1 foot group. So I switched to some jacketed bullets, because I hand load too. So I hand loaded some jacketed bullets over some smokeless powder, and my groups at 25 went from this big with the lead bullets to that big with the jacketed bullets. I kind of had a feeling I might get some improvement. I didn't think it would be that dramatic. So I took some, I think it's Hunter's Supply or Hunter's Lot. I think it's Hunter's Supply. Their cast bullets have always given me good results in my other guns. So I bought, I'm not sponsored by anybody, by the way. So I bought some of their bullets and I loaded them up. I've been doing quite a bit of testing. This is kind of like the final proof test, and we're going to see what happens. So this is the 1884 US trapdoor. Hopefully this isn't too boring for you. Make sure we're still in frame. I kind of moved everything around. Yeah. We're at 100 yards. We're going to see what happens. I got some neat new earmuffs today, and it's so cool. I can hear myself. I don't have to shout. I used IMR 4227 powder with CCI large rifles. The brass is Starline brass, and I've already told you that the bullets are 405 grain Hunter Supply. I'm not sure if they're hard cast. They didn't say they were hard cast, but it wouldn't surprise me if they were. So anyway, let's take our time. I guess I could explain how the gun works. We're going to unload it first. It's hard to do with gloves on, so bear with me. Basically, when the gun is in the fired position, there's 3 cocking positions. You got this safety, you got half cock, and then you got full cock. Now what you want to do is you want to bring it to the half cock, push up on this lever, and bring it all the way forward until it snaps. That snap is the ejector activating. So what we're going to do, we're going to push this in until it bumps up against the ejector, push this down until it snaps closed, and when we're ready to fire, we can bring it to full cock, or we can bring it to safety when we're not ready to fire. Like all these old school guns, don't ever trust the safety. Don't trust the safety on any gun, but especially on old school guns. I never have. So we're going to take our time. We're going to try to put a good group on paper down there. We're going to see what happens. These earmuffs are sweet, by the way. Again, no sponsor. Just got to make sure I remember where I aim and not get too excited. The trigger on these guns is fantastic. There's no take up, and it breaks like a dry twig. It just snap. It's awesome. Now I'm stopping the shell from ejecting over my shoulder. This thing has it'll kick brass about 5 feet behind me. And the way it works is this little ejector is spring loaded and it trips and it releases. And then the shell hits this ramp back here, and that's what causes it to fly out the action. Because if it didn't have that ramp, it would just stay in the action. Alrighty. These are all feeling like pretty decent shots. We're going to go down there and take a look here in a minute, but we're going to shoot the rest of this off first. Alright. I think I'm shooting 2 targets by mistake. But I have a bunch of targets down there, so it's not a big deal. I'll just have 2 groups to look at. Alrighty. And despite being loaded down, these still pack a hell of a wallop. I didn't have it seated firmly against my shoulder there, and I definitely felt that shot. Not that it's not terrible. I mean, if you can shoot a 12 gauge shotgun, this isn't bad. This is more like a good 20 gauge shotgun, recoil wise. I don't see the group from here, which is no big deal. We're 6 rounds in. We're gonna finish them up. This is all the ammo I brought because I don't want to load up 80 rounds and have dud ammo, basically, for the one gun that I have in this chambering. So I only loaded up 11. The lighting today is just great because I can actually see. On a bright sunny day, it's very hard for me to see sights. I have eye problems, but they're nothing. I'm not blind, but I have a hard time with sight sometimes. And I hate optics. That was a good one. I'm going to throw a couple at the steel plate that they got down there. It's a little tattered. It's not a AR-500 plate. It's just mild steel. I hit it. And despite being smokeless, it still throws up quite a bit of smoke, which is pretty cool. Two for 2. This is the last shot that I have with me. Yeah, if this gun will do that at 100 yards, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, hit that steel plate every time. I'm not looking for a match grade gun, especially with lead bullets. Oh, there you go. Get back here. The thing about the lead bullets compared to the jacketed bullets that I was using Barnes 400 grain bullets. That's like $60 for a box of 50 bullets. That's insane. As opposed to like $15 for a box of 50 cast bullets. So, I mean, I'm going to try to make the cast bullets work, and I'm going to try to stay clear of the jacketed. I would like to try this gun hunting if our groups down there aren't too bad. So let's go take a look. It's funny, it's a shooting range and there's just tons of deer tracks. The other day I was here, there's snow all over the place, so these are fresh. The other day we seen coyote tracks here, so that's pretty neat. It's a pretty active little range. Oh, deer poop. Anyway, all right, this is the 100-yard range or 100-yard line, and this is our target with the 4570 Trapdoor, the 1884. So this is much better than what I was getting with the first batch of bullets. At 25 yards, you couldn't hit this target, or you couldn't get a good group like this on this target. This is great. I think I pulled these two. I'm pretty sure I did. But this is fantastic. Point of aim was right here. So we're well over a foot above the point of aim, which is par for the course for these old guns. I mean, back then, you would aim center of mass at close ranges, and you would hopefully hit them in the chest. Now, this is not a perfectly sized human target, obviously, but yeah, it's that's really good. I'm very happy with that. I can make that work. Probably can't tell where we hit it here. There's a chunk of it, but no, I'm more than pleased to see this gun actually grouped out. That's fantastic. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Got some interesting stuff going on with YouTube lately. I'll probably move away from it, but that's for another video. I'm going to post a link to my to my Instagram down in the description below. So thanks for watching, guys. All right, now we're on the 4570 Trapdoor. This is the 1884 Springfield, and point of aim was right here, right at this black dot, and we shot up here. So that's our point of aim. From our point of aim to our group, to the center of our group, I should say. So bottom of the black dot, it's just around 11.5, about a foot. It's about a foot. So it shoots a foot high. Now, we're going to count these two as flyers for our first measurement. This one's too close to the group, in my opinion, not to. So furthest point to furthest point, or center to center, it's going to be just under 3. About 2 7/8 for that first. Now, the whole group, because you got to count the whole group, because that's all shot together. And this is the real group here. This is going to be 6 3/8. Yep. 6 3/8. So not too bad. For that trapdoor, at 25 yards with the first batch of bullets that I bought, you couldn't do 8 inches at 25 yards. Once I switched to jacketed bullets, it shrunk the groups down dramatically to where it was just doing that. Now these Hunter's Lodge bullets, these could have been me. These could have been a slight variance in the powder. It could have been anything. I'm kind of more akin to those being me. I think I pulled a couple. This is good. That means that that rifle still has a lot of life left in it. And our windage is good. So just the elevation is insanely high. And back then, that's how they sighted those rifles in. So yeah, just is what it is. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys.